I'm going to show you guys how to level up really fast in Battlebit Remastered. So there's a few things you need to know about which classes to play, what maps to do. So there's a trick with maps that'll actually get you more XP, and just some other little things that I'll tell you about. The first thing, though, is let's start with Medic. Let's talk about Medic because that is going to be the easiest way to get tons of XP in this game. And when you pick a Medic, make sure to go to your loadout, adjust your loadout. Just some things to know. As you use a weapon and get kills with it, you'll unlock new attachments, which is going to make life easier for you, potentially, depending on how you set them up. And then make sure that for this one, I personally prefer C4s, just so I can just chuck them at people when they're trying to rush us, get free kills. And then, obviously, you're going to have the med kit, and then either frag grenades or smoke grenades. Smoke grenades are to cover bodies so you can res them. Frag grenades try to get more kills. It's whichever way you want to play. There's something also, before we get further into this, you need to know, if you didn't know, the character button. This matters. This actually matters a lot. So there's chest armor, backpack, and there's helmet. And all of these can be changed out as you level up. So as you level, you unlock more and more versions. And doing this can give you different stats. And most importantly, is doing this can get you more armor, which will make you slower. The trade-off is like high speed or high armor. And that is something that you'll definitely want to consider changing out. Ideally, you'll be as tanky as possible if you're actually a new player, just so you don't die as often. Okay, but the main thing as a medic is that you're going to want to heal people and res people. And before you do that, make sure you join a squad with ideally a lot of people, but don't be afraid to change your squad in the middle of a match. If for some reason you have a squad where they're all hanging out in weird areas, or like all of them are just off in some point somewhere, make sure to get a squad that'll actually get you into the action relatively quickly. Once you get action, be sure to heal everyone you see that needs healing within reason, and whenever you see someone that's dying, grab them and drag them back. Now, an important trick you can do, this I don't know if this will be in the game forever, maybe they'll patch this. You can hit escape, go to key bindings, and down you scroll down till you get to loadout. There's first aid. You can make the secondary hotkey be the same as your interact key, and that'll let you drag people and res them at the exact same time, which is going to look something like this. You can just drag them and res them at the same time, which lets you also do things where you can squirm around like this while getting shot at and be less likely to die while getting a res on somebody, which is actually like a really important thing to do when trying to res someone in this risky situation. Also, the reason it's really important is because there are other people who are going to be playing medic, and so you want to be able to have the best chance possible of you getting the res and not your teammate, which I know is selfish sounding, but, if you're trying to level, you've got to try to be the first person to get those reses. Because a lot of times you'll have teammates where there's like 6 medics running around trying to res anybody they see and beat you to it. So you got to be fast, and that helps a lot. Also, as a medic, don't forget that you have 2 of these. You can actually press X by default, throw your med kit somewhere where people are just camping, and then they can heal themselves if they know about, if they're new, they're not even going to know they can do that. But random people might use it, which could get you some bonus XP, and you still have one. So every life, you should throw one of your med kits somewhere where people are fighting, in the hopes that you get some free XP while you're also doing your normal gameplay. Now, this kind of situation is the best case scenario that you'll find yourself in as a medic. So there'll just be like a big cluster of people in choke point. I gotta turn that audio down. Oh my god. So you'll find yourself in a big cluster of teammates in a narrow choke like this, and they'll be getting grenaded and killed and stuff, and you'll just constantly be rezzing people and healing people and rezzing people and healing people as they're stuck in a stalemate. That's going to be, like, as a new player, the fastest way to get XP if you're, like, actually just a normal human being when it comes to the killing people part of the game. And you just, like I said, just grab people, drag them back, and hopefully don't get grenaded yourself. But if you get in one of these stalemates, a lot of times you'll have so many teammates that if you go down, you'll get rezzed, and you res people, everybody's just rezzing forever, and you just get crazy XP. So next up is the support. So support is the other best class for getting XP or score, basically, in this game. Because while you're playing, you can also give ammo packs. So go to your loadout, and go to your secondary gadgets, and your choice is heavy ammo kits, which have a lot more supplies in them, but you can carry less of them, or small ammo kits, and you can just throw more of them on the ground, but people can't get their grenades back and things from them. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna deploy somewhere, wherever. You're gonna make sure you're close to the combat, and then when you find a group of people are just like camping somewhere, you can throw an ammo pack on the ground with them, press 5, and then left click, and then just let them use your ammo kits on top of your normal fighting. So this is a little bit less, this is a lot less XP than playing medic, but if you throw ammo packs everywhere, then you get to just play the game like how you normally do, but also get some passive XP from people using your ammo kits. So that's just a good way to get more XP over baseline. On top of that, one of the really, really strong things that you can do as a support, even if you're not very good at shooter games, you can get a lot of kills by grenade spamming. And supports can do this by throwing their grenades wherever you think there's going to be like a big choke of enemies. And then after you throw your grenades, you throw your ammo pack on the ground, and then replenish all your grenades, and then go throw more grenades. This only works with a large ammo pack, really. I mean, it works best with a large ammo pack. And with the large ammo pack, you'll be able to get 5 more grenades, and you have 3 of them total, by default at least. So you'll be able to effectively throw, 15 plus 3, so 18 grenades by default. And if you're playing somewhere that ends up being like in a choke point, you can easily get 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 kills or something like that without even hardly shooting your gun ever. Literally just throwing grenades. If you die, just respawn somewhere nearby, get back into the choke point, start throwing grenades, replenishing, throwing grenades. It's actually an insane way to get XP. I've had games that are like 60 to 80 kills just throwing grenades. I mean, you can definitely get more than that. I've seen games where some guy had 170 kills once throwing grenades on a map. It was insane. Which then brings me back to a point I talked about earlier in the video that I was going to elaborate on later. So maps. Maps are important. There's something really important to know here. So if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to level up, I'm going to assume that you're new to the game. Now, not everyone's in that scenario for somehow, but if you're newer to the game, one of the things is, if you don't know the maps, you're not going to get as much XP because you're just going to die all the time because you don't know where to look, you don't know where to be. So instead of just doing quick match, what I would recommend as a new player is you do quick match, play a few maps, and then when you find a map that resonates with you and you were like, oh, I really liked the flow of X, Y, and Z map, or I found some spot on a certain map that ends up being a big fight and I can get a lot of points there or something like that, something that you like basically and think you can do well at, then go to server browser. And you can go over here and change the game mode, change the maps, and change the map size. I personally prefer the giant maps for getting XP, but if you think something else, go for it, I guess. But I turn all of them off except for that, and go to maps, turn all of them off except for whichever one I feel like playing right now or farming XP on. And, there's probably a lot of different ways on a lot of different maps, but one of my personal favorites is the Frugus map, which some people don't like, but this map has a crazy choke down on the junction of C and F, and like a lot of the times you'll end up in a scenario where everyone's fighting at that choke point forever, and you can just get tons of reses, get tons of grenade kills as a support, whatever one you're playing as. You can easily, with having no idea what you're doing, get 30, 40, 50,000 points per game easily just by throwing grenades or resing people if the choke point battles happen a lot. And just the map in general tends to have a lot of people in buildings shooting at each other, dying. You're resing them, throwing grenades in buildings, getting kills, throwing grenades, getting kills, or resing and getting points. It's a really good map for just holding down an area and just farming score, basically. Now, whenever you go to one of these custom maps, what you'll do is, it's kind of hard. I know this will probably change in the future. Maybe someday they'll add a queue system, but when I made this video, it's still early access. What you do is, they're always full right now because the game's so popular when I made this video, and what you'll do is you'll just, whatever region you want to go to, you'll just go through, and you'll just click one, and then click another, and then click another, and then click another, and just keep doing this until it's like that, until a slot opens up. And sometimes that could go that fast, sometimes that could take 3 minutes, 2 minutes, or something like that, but it's worth it to have a map that you're going to do well on, because a map can last for half an hour. So losing 3 minutes in order to get a map that you've, learned is a really smart idea. And also, if you're trying to get score and learn the game, find like 2 or 3 maps that you like and just keep doing them over and over again until you've got a handle on those maps and you're doing good on those maps before you start trying to play other maps. That'll give you a better way to learn the game. Like, if you have no idea where the hell you're going, what you're looking at, where to look every single time you play, it's going to take you way longer to learn the fundamentals of the game, and therefore you'll level up slower. So just do 2 or 3 maps, maybe just one, until you've got a handle on the game on that map, and then after that, then start branching out. And that'll be a much faster way to level for most players, especially new players. Well, I hope this video helped you out, guys. Those are some really helpful ways to be able to level up fast in this game, especially for newer players. But in general, those classes, those scenarios, and using those tips will help you to level up and get high rank and unlock all the weapons much faster in Battlebit Remastered.